Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Now this is going to analyze Mr. Rime for Masters Premier. I'm not going to do Open Master League because Mr. Rime is not going to do well in Open Master League. However, maybe in Masters Premier it might be able to do some damage. So the thing about Mr. Rime is you're gonna need a level 51. At level 40, unfortunately, it doesn't do enough damage or maxes out enough to do a lot of work. Like I mentioned, maybe at Ultra Masters Premier, this is where Mr. Rime might be able to do something. As you see, high attack, it's a glass cannon, high attack, somewhat low defense, and decent stamina. So it's going to be very dangerous to use if you don't have any shields. As you see here, Mr. Rime, as I say time and time again, has 3 times more weaknesses than resistances. So fire types, dark types, bug types, ghost types, rock, and steel are very effective against it. Rock types like the Smackdown Rhyperiors, steel types like Metagross's Meteor Mashes, Ghost like Gengar. If there's a Gengar for Ultra for Masters Premier, yes, like Gengar is gonna hurt. Fire types, dark types, and bug type as well. You do resist ice and psychic, so there is some play there because, for example, Mamoswine, psychic as psychic. Let's see what does have psychic damage in Master Premier Cup. Not too many. Probably Metagross is psychic, but like we'll do a matrix and we'll see just how Mr. Rime does match up as far as resistances goes. Now the thing about it is what makes it interesting is it has Ice Shard, Confusion, Icy Wind, and Psychic. It has a great move pool, and that move pool makes it possible that Mr. Rime might be able to have some play in Masters Premier. Again, I'm not going to do it for Open Master League because Mr. Rime is going to get destroyed in Open Master League. Steel is so prominent in that league that Mr. Rime is weak to Steel, as you see here, so it's going to fall really hard in Open Masters. But maybe Masters Premier, it can do some damage. Alright, so here we have the Master League rankings in Premier Cup. So just to kind of put out here, you type Mr., it actually doesn't show up. So that means Mr. Rime is not in the top. Let's see, what's the bottom here? In like the top, I believe like 500 or 400? Okay, like the top 234. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll just run it through the matrix in each scenario and see what happens. But as you see, there's a reason why I didn't want to do it for Masters, because Mr. Rime doesn't seem to do too well if it's an unlimited league, because it maxes at only 3,200. So we'll do the matrix and we'll figure out just exactly how Mr. Rime fares in Master Premier. Alright, so here's level 50 Mr. Rime for Ultra Premier. I set it at level 50 versus level 40 because it's kind of already on a handicap. Again, if you'd like to donate, please donate to peoplepoke.com. It's an amazing website. Human being behind it is an amazing person. And if you can, please consider donating so that you can continue to support this amazing open resource. As you see here, I put everything at level 40. So this is a level 40 Ultra Premier versus level 50 Mr. Rime. Because for Mr. Rime to even stand a chance, it's going to need to be at level 50. Now, I'm not gonna yeah, so this is, unless I could let's see, hold on, no, I'm not gonna do that. So, I don't think I set it's okay. So, what we're gonna do, we'll figure this out. So, here you go, we got Mr. Rime at level 40 versus level 50. So, actually, okay, so let's just I'm just gonna compare it to, since it doesn't rank anyways, let's just compare level 50 to level 40. As you see here, this is the level 40 meta, because it still loses. If you look, it loses against a lot of the level 40 meta, so it's still, I can see why it's not in here. As you see, you do beat Conkeldurr, you beat Dragonite, Electivire. Both versions are able to beat Garchomp, as you see here. Just because Icy Wind sucks against Garchomp. Well, it doesn't suck against it. I mean, Garchomp sucks, like, it's gonna suck because Garchomp is gonna eat so much damage. You beat Gengar with the Confusion variation. Both versions beat Glaceon. You lose against Gyarados with Dragon Breath. However, you beat the Waterfall variation. So even at level 50, it looks like level 40, like heavy damage users, are still able to take out Mr. Rime. As you see here, the Confusion version can actually take out Haxorus. However, the Night Slash one will... the Confusion one does lose, but the Ice Shard one will, just because Ice Shard is super effective. Confusion beats the fighters. A good way I like to see Mr. Mime is Confusion beats the fighters, Ice beats the flyers. As you see here, you lose against Magzone because it does resist Psychic and it does resist Ice Shard. You beat Mamoswine. You are able to beat Rhyperior with the Ice type, with the Ice Shard variation, but you lose against with the Confusion one. The Ice type variation also is able to flip the Swampert, and Confusion does beat Typhlosion. As you see here, not very powerful even against a level 40 match, level 40 meta, sadly. So it's not. There's a good reason why Mr. Rime isn't in the top 231, like 300. It's because it's not that great, unfortunately. In the one shield, you're able to flip. You're able to beat Conkeldurr. Ice Shard will beat the Dragonites and the Garchomps, but you can beat it with Confusion too. Well, it actually depends. In the one shield, it looks like if it sports Earthquake, you will lose. You lose against you barely beat Shadow Guard. You beat Gengar if you have Confusion. You also beat Glaceon with both variations. You lose against Gyarados, unless it has Dragon Breath. Unless it has Waterfall, then you lose against Waterfall. Haxorus, in the one shield, you're able to beat it in the ones. You lose against Machamp and both versions of Magnezone. You still beat Mamoswine, which is a plus. Metagross destroys you, so don't run. If you see Metagross, run, because it will double resist Confusion, and even Ice Shard is resisted, so there's no positive light either way. Now, you're able to beat Rhyperior with both movesets, with either moveset, either fast moveset, and you're also able to beat Snorlax in the ones. You do beat Swampert, and you do beat Togekiss. So it does beat some relevant meta matchups, however, that's so much red that I can't really recommend it. Plus, it's the Ice Shard variant and the Confusion variant do flip very specific matchups depending on which one you have. Alright, so we investigated the one shield, now we're gonna do the zeros. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it's something good, because as we see here, not looking good in the one shield at all. Unfortunately. It does a lot, but you flip having Confusion or Ice Shard, you flip very specific matchups. In the zeros, this is where things get a little interesting. So in the zeros, you beat a lot of matchups. You lose against Conkeldurr and Charizard just because Stone Edge hurts and Blast Burn hurts. But you beat Dragonite, Electivire, Garchomp just because Icy Wind. Garchomp, Gardevoir, Shadow if you have the Ice Shard variation. You also beat Glaceon, but you still lose against a lot of picks. Metagross absolutely ends your life. Scizor does not like you. Snorlax licks you to death, even though you're level 50, and Typhlosion burns you. There's a lot of things you lose against. You do beat Gyarados. You do beat some meta picks, but unfortunately losing to Metagross, you're able to beat Togekiss, but Metagross, Magnezone, Machamp, you lose to Machamp in the zeros, which is pretty nuts. And both versions of Gyarados will crunch you to death. So, unfortunately, it's just it's not very great. Now, with shield advantage, with one shield, it might be good. Oh, wow. In the 1-0s, you actually beat... Okay, never mind. You don't beat a lot of things. Okay, so you're able to take out Charizard and Conkeldurr. However, if you look at a closer, you lose against all the Steel types still, especially Steel types and Snorlax, unless it's a Shadow, as you see here with Ice Shard. Confusion, as you see with Ice Shard, Confusion does give you some play, but still not comfortable, at least to be with the shield. There's not too many scenarios where you're going to end up 2-0. Well, there can be, but you have to manipulate the battle that way. As you see in the 2-0s, you're not even immune to everything. You still lose against Metagross and Scizor. So you lose 3 matchups. Well, 2 matchups technically because Shadow Metagross, but as you see here, you lose against 2 matchups with the 2-0s. In the 2-1s, let's see, the 2-1s, wow, so the good thing is if you have shield advantage with Mr. Rime at level 50, you're able to beat a lot of things, but it's still not comfortable. That's with shield advantage. If you go with the even shield scenarios, it's not a good look. Yeah, definitely not a good look. So you need to either have shield advantage. You need to have shield advantage or know what matchups you beat with Mr. Rime. And this is a level 50 Mr. Rime, by the way. If we add the level 40, and I'm just gonna add one version of it. So we're gonna add a level 41. Because this is level 50. So if you add level 40, we look at the even shield scenarios. Level 50 matters. And this is the Confusion one, as you see here, side by... Oh, actually, here, let me just do the Ice Shard one. I think Ice Shard would, make a lot more difference. Because Ice Shard's, right below there, so you can see things a lot better. And then instead of Ice Punch, we're going to give it Psychic just for coverage. And then we'll hit the simulation. So as you see, level 50 and 40 generally beat the same match. No, they don't. So at level 40, if you don't have a level 51, you actually lose. Well, yeah. So at level 40, as you see, some matchups are flipped that you would beat at level 50. So level 40 versus 50 does matter. Alright, 4 out of 10. It's really good it's okay in the league, but the fact that you need a level 51, and this is considerate to like level 40 IVs. As you see, you're able to beat 74%, but as soon as you start going down to the ones, it doesn't get better. The problem with Mr. Rime is that it really needs shield or shield advantage to be effective, because when you start, that's a 69% ratio. As you see there, the 1 shield is his best position. Better than the 2. So 69 is better than 74. But as you see, you just need shields, otherwise it just goes down and down. It's okay and strong, but the problem is that Metagross is so popular in the Master Premier meta that if you see one, you essentially have to run away from it. And if it gets locked into it, as you see, the rating is so bad that you're gonna die to 1 Meteor Mash. You really need even shields or shields too, because what happens is this. As you see here, yes, with a shield, even with just 1 to 0 is Mr. Rime strong. That's why I rate it so high. As far as a 4 goes, because with Meteor, it loses against Steel types, and Steels are plentiful in this cup. So, I mean, yeah, in the Premier Cup. So, as you see here, if you give your opponent even 1 shield, it goes all the way down to 26. So, as soon as it loses shield advantage, your chances of winning with it will go down immensely. That's why I can't recommend Mr. Mime. It's okay in the fact that it wins some matchups. However, if you are behind shields, or if you have no shields, like, your matchups go worse and worse. And like I said, what you lose against? Metagross. You lose against Metagross. Let's see what else is really popular in Ultra Premier that you lose against. Metagross, you have... Well, Metagross is probably your biggest problem. Excadrill is also one that can probably get you down. But it's just, there's so many... It's just so difficult to play. You even lose again... You'll lose against Conkeldurr, so you'll lose it. There's... Fighting types are popular in Ultra Premier, and you actually lose against them even with Confusion. As you see here with Confusion, you still lose against Conkeldurr. You're still going to lose against Conkeldurr because Stone Edge and Rock Slide will end your life. That's just what it is. So, Mr. Rime is just such a glass cannon that, unfortunately, I can't recommend it for anywhere past... I wouldn't recommend it anywhere past Ultra League. Or, like, even to try it. Ultra League is even a stretch because it's a lot of Stardust to spend for something that's not, like, super meta or something that's that works decently in the meta. It's just that bad. It's not good. It's not okay. It's bad for Masters. If you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Again, like, I really want to try to give it a chance. Some of my friends have asked me, what do you think about Master League? And I'm like, it has to be level 50, and I'm pretty sure if the other Pokemon, we analyzed that 40. If the other Pokemon were level 50, I can only imagine Mr. Rime would probably die a lot quicker to some other matchups. And some matchups would flip if it was an even playing field. It's too expensive, too glassy, and just too weak against a lot of popular meta picks that I can't give it anything higher than a 4. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I'll see you guys on the next video.